Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK back at you with another video here for a final look at the Week 5 main slate here on Draftkings. Before I get in the video, a couple things. One, we're over 700 subscribers now on this channel. Really, thank you guys all so much. I really do appreciate it. And then two, again, I'm doing the weekly giveaway. All you have to do is leave a like and a comment in this video. That's one entry into the giveaway. It starts with my video from Monday, goes throughout the week, and ends in my video this upcoming Monday for the Showdown Slate video. So however many videos up for the week, you can enter it that many times. So again, say I have 10 videos up for the week, you can enter it 10 times. All you have to do is leave a like and a comment, be subscribed to the channel. That's one entry, max one comment though per video. And with that out of the way, let's jump into it. So we'll start with quarterback and we'll start at the top. So I'm going to be switching between cash and GPPs, talking about both here, but the two guys at the top, Lamar and Deshaun Watson, I like their upside a lot for GPPs. Again, Lamar just has such a high floor with that rushing upside. The matchups, okay here. So yeah, 7.1K. I definitely do like Lamar Jackson a good amount, and don't know if I would even pair him with a receiver. If I was going to run Lamar Jackson out, I think I would run a naked Lamar Jackson. As far as Deshaun Watson goes at 6.7K, he's going to be pretty popular, I think. This is going to be probably the most popular game to stack for Atlanta and Houston at 6.7K. Definitely for GPPs, I like the upside. He had a down week last week against Carolina, but this is the get-right spot. We saw what Tennessee just did to Atlanta. So Deshaun Watson, definitely viable for GPPs, and if you have the salary, you can get him in there for cash games. Tom Brady's is kind of a stay away. New England's a big home favorite. Don't think I want to risk it with Tom Brady. Now, Kyler Murray, I do like the upside on him at 6.3K. I like this game a lot as part of a game stack. Two bad teams, two bad defenses. We have yet to see the Kyler Murray breakout game. I think it could come here against Cincinnati. So, yeah, I do like his upside here at 6.3K. I think he's going to go pretty low owned. But again, I think the breakout game is coming from Kyler Murray. So I do like his upside for GPPs. Fringe cash game playable. But he has the rushing floor too. So definitely do like me some Kyler Murray. Jameis Winston, same thing for GPPs. He's a little more boomer bust with the first 2 weeks, 10 and 13 fantasy points, and then 29 and 33 fantasy points. The matchup's solid here in the Dome. There should be a lot of points scored in this one, so 6.2K firmly in play for cash and GPPs. Carson Wentz is a stay away. Same thing with Tom Brady. I just don't like playing quarterbacks when they're favored by multiple touchdowns. I get to see New England getting off to an early lead and then just handing it off to Sony Michel, handing it off to Rex Burkhead. Same thing with Philly. They get off to an early lead. They're just going to give it to Miles Sanders, Jordan Howard. So I don't really like playing huge favored quarterbacks. So I'm probably going to be off Wentz too. Rodgers and Dak are both okay. I still don't have a great feel about this game. I prefer the running backs in this one with Zeke and Aaron Jones. But I think Aaron Rodgers and Dak are definitely playable in the mid-range. Matt Ryan for cash, 100% at 5.9K. Hasn't looked great. But Atlanta should be playing from behind in this one. Look at the pass attempts here. 46, 43, 34, and 53 attempts. So I think he's pretty safe for cash games at 5.9K with a little bit of upside. Phillip Rivers is okay. I'll probably pass, though. Andy Dalton's interesting for GPPs. He obviously had a really bad week there against Pittsburgh. But I think that's going to lower the ownership on him. And we've seen Andy Dalton does have some pretty big upside throughout the year. So this is, again, really bad defense against Arizona. So 5.7K, I do like his upside for GPPs because I think the ownership's going to go pretty low on him too. Daniel Jones is kind of a stay away. Minshew's okay. Jacksonville just really likes running the football, though, so I don't know how much upside Minshew really has. I kind of want to see him put up a big fantasy point game so I know he has the upside in him so I can target him. But yeah, I think he's just okay at 5.3K. Now, Kirk Cousins is a guy that I am considering targeting for GPPs. Now, I know he's been terrible this year, absolutely terrible. The word around town is Stephon Diggs not happy, Thielen's not happy. I obviously really like Dalvin Cook in this game, but I don't think it's the worst idea to pair Kirk Cousins with one or even both of Diggs and Thielen because I think Minnesota's going to want to try to establish a passing game because Kirk Cousins just not been good this year. But he does have some upside. We've seen Kirk Cousins last year. Thielen and Diggs were having great fantasy years. Obviously, they're both having down years this year, but the upside is there. This is the get-right matchup. I think the ownership is going to be super low, but I definitely would not mind taking a shot on Kirk Cousins for GPPs. Definitely wouldn't do it for cash games, but for GPPs, I think I would definitely consider him. Bridgewater's okay at 5.2K. I think he has a little bit of upside, but just okay. Kyle Allen's probably a stay away. Rudolph, I'll pass. They're just playing too conservative. Derek Carr, don't want to go there. Mariota, I'll pass. Buffalo, Tennessee is a super disgusting game. Chase Daniel, don't think we have to go there. The one cheap option I would consider for cash games is Joe Flacco. I know, you're never going to get excited about playing Joe Flacco, but 4.7K, I mean, look, he's had like basically 15 fantasy points in 3 of the last 4 games. Denver should be playing from behind in this one, so I don't mind him at all for cash games if you need some salary relief. And that's basically it for quarterback. So I guess we could look to Colt McCoy here at 4.1K. He's getting the start. That would be super risky. Definitely would not consider that for cash games. But for GPPs, I guess you could run like a Colt McCoy, Chris Thompson stack, and then basically get whoever else you want in your lineup. But that's definitely a lot riskier. Okay, that's basically it though for quarterbacks. So let's move on to running back. Now, running back, I'm feeling pretty good. I want to spend up a running back this week. There's a lot of good running backs in the high range as well as the mid range. So let's just jump into it. McCaffrey at 8.7. I'm a little torn here. I normally don't like targeting guys in bad matchups. McCaffrey is basically matchup proof, and he's out there the whole time. Jacksonville's a really solid defense. So again, there is some concern here. I mean, look at, again, week 2 against Tampa Bay, only had 7 fantasy points. So there is a floor with Christian McCaffrey, but he seems pretty safe. I'm just a little torn at 8.7K because there are other options that I do like too. But yeah, for cash games, he just seems really safe. I think he's going to be really popular too. Now, Kamara, I think, is going to go a little lower owned just because, again, Bridgewater is a huge downgrade from Drew Brees. But we've seen like Kamara still has upside with Bridgewater in week 3, put up 37 fantasy points. Don't know if I would go there for cash, but for GPPs, as part of a game stack for sure, I definitely think Kamara is viable. Dalvin Cook, I do like a good amount. Again, for cash games, I would go Dalvin Cook. For GPPs, I would go Kirk Cousins and either Thielen or Diggs. But Cooks, I think, is going to be really popular for cash games. The matchup's really good here. Minnesota just has been pounding the rock here. They're just feeding Dalvin Cook. He's getting involved in the passing game. So I think he's going to be one of the more popular backs for cash games, but I do like his floor. Same thing with Zeke. Zeke's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, running back play of the day here. At 8.3K, we get a slight discount, and Green Bay just got gashed by the run against Chicago. And then again, Zeke played on like 100% of the snaps there against New Orleans. Didn't have a great game, but the touches were there, the targets were there. This could be the breakout game for Zeke. So at 8.3K, one of my favorite running back plays for sure. Again, there's a lot of solid running back plays I do like. Same thing with David Johnson. Now, I'm torn if I would target him in cash games or not. Definitely GPP viable. I mean, he's basically a receiver. Arizona's down Bird as well as Christian Kirk. So David Johnson could definitely line out wide a few times. So yeah, David Johnson 7.5K. Don't know if I would do it for cash games. I think he's fringe cash game playable, but for GPPs, 100%. You could pair him with Kyler Murray if you wanted to. Melvin Gordon's kind of stay away at 7K. They said they're going to limit him this game, so definitely don't want to pay 7K for Melvin Gordon. Le'Veon's a stay away. I would have liked him if Sam Darnold was playing, but with him out, the Jets are just a mess. I mean, the price is appealing at 6.8K, but it's just not for me. I prefer other running backs in this range. Now, Eckler's interesting for GPPs. Definitely wouldn't do it for cash, but they said he's still going to play a lot in this game. We don't know what a lot is. I mean, if I had to guess, I would say, 75% of the snaps. So the price has dropped on him a good amount. So he's viable for GPPs, and the Chargers are really thin at wide receiver. So I could even see Austin Eckler getting some run at wide receiver. Wouldn't do it for cash games. Again, I think I prefer other backs in this price range, but for GPPs, 100%, you could go Eckler. Leonard Fournette, him and Zeke are probably my top 2 plays for running back this week. 6.4K is just way too underpriced for Fournette. The matchup's pretty solid. Jacksonville just wants to establish a run game. He's out there the whole game, and he's being utilized in the pass game too. 6.4K. Now, he has yet to score a touchdown, so touchdown variance is on his side. I think we could, if he has like a 2-touchdown game, this could be a crush spot for Fournette. I think he's going to be really popular, but for cash games, really like him. For GPPs, 100% you can still go there. Other backs, Mark Ingram, I'll pass. It's just, again, I prefer other running backs in this price range. Same thing with James Conner. The knee injury scares me, or the ankle injury, I think it is now. and they're still utilizing Jalen Samuels a bit too, so don't think I want to go there. Now, Joe Mixon's a guy. I don't think I could do it for cash games, but for GPPs, I do like his upside a good amount in this game. He was going to be out there for like 85% of the snaps if the game would have stayed close. The whole fourth quarter, they played Gio because they were down big. But Mixon was basically out there the whole game, the first 3 quarters. So if this game can stay close, which I think it should, again, 2 really bad defenses, this one could definitely turn into a shootout. It's probably my favorite game-to-game stack. But I think the upside, like the breakout game for Mixon is coming, and this could be it. So 6.1K, I will get some shares of Joe Mixon in GPPs. Let's see, Derrick Henry is kind of a stay away. Aaron Jones, I kind of like here at 5.9K with no Jamal Williams. I think he's secured for 80% of the snaps. I mean, Dexter Williams will get a little bit here and there, but definitely viable here. And a 5.9K for a lead back that's going to get most of the snaps. I think he's one of the better cheap options. So yeah, Aaron Jones definitely one of my favorite running back plays as well. Sony Michel would only do it for GPPs because New England utilizes 3 backs, but could definitely see like a 2-touchdown game out of him. And New England got heavy favorites, so they should be working the run game. Wayne Gallman's kind of a stay away. I mean, he's still in consideration because of his PPR upside, but the matchup is really not good. And again, I prefer other running backs in this price range. Freeman, I get it. Again, he's in play because of his PPR upside, but I just prefer other backs. And really, I mean, that's basically it. Like, I'm not really too high on any of these cheap backs. I mean, you can always go to Chris Thompson. Washington will be playing from behind. It should be a good game script for him. But yeah, I mean, that's really it. Like, I like spending up a running back or in the mid-range. So let's move on to wide receiver. Now, with me spending up on running back, I'm kind of staying away from the top wide receivers, but they're 100% in play. I like a few wide receivers a lot in the mid-range as well as the really cheap range. So we'll get to those guys in a sec. First, I'll talk about the guys in the top range. Now, DeAndre, Julio, 100%. They have a lot of upside. I talked about this in my game stack video. You could definitely pair those two together and running back with Deshaun Watson. I think that lineup has a lot of upside. It's going to be one of the more popular games to game stack, but yeah, DeAndre has, he had a pretty big week there, week 1, but 3 quiet weeks in a row. I could see a breakout game for him. Julio always has upside. Devontae Adams is out, so that's a boost to Geronimo as well as MVS. I'll get to those guys in a sec. Keenan Allen, I think, is going to be really popular for cash games. The floor is just there. I mean, this guy's getting targeted an insane amount. If this game can stay close, he could have a massive game. So do like him for cash games. I think that the floor is pretty high. I think he's going to be pretty popular, though. The 2 Tampa Bay receivers, 100%, you can run it back and pair him with Jameis Winston. I mean, we've seen the upside on both these guys. So 7.1K and 6.9K, 100% for GPPs. Same thing with Amari Cooper at 6.8K. I like the upside here. I think he's a little underpriced, so I definitely wouldn't mind him. Now, Thielen and Diggs, I already talked about it. Only GPPs for me, but again, I think that could be viable. Kirk Cousins and either Thielen or Diggs or both, just because Minnesota's been so bad, with the passing game this year. I think they're going to try and establish a good passing game this week, and it's a get-right matchup against the Giants. Now, Michael Thomas is 6.6K. I think it's going to be really popular for cash games. He just seems really safe. And it's just a pricing thing with him, right? Like, Teddy Bridgewater's obviously not the best quarterback. Him playing instead of Drew Brees is a big downgrade, but the targets are there. The game environment is good. It's in the dome. There should be a lot of points scored in this one. 13, 7, and 9. He seems pretty safe at 6.6K with upside. So I think he's going to be really popular for cash games. But he's still, 6.6K is just too underpriced for Michael Thomas. Tyler Boyd, I like a good amount too in the mid-range at 6.5K. No John Ross. It's going to be a slight boost to him. Again, I like this game a lot as part of a game stack. He should get just peppered with targets. So really do like Tyler Boyd at 6.5K, as well as Larry Fitzgerald at 6K with no Kirk, no Bird. The targets are going to be there. So this mid-range, the guys I'm targeting are Michael Thomas, Tyler Boyd, and Larry Fitzgerald. I think all 3 of those guys are really safe for cash games with upside for GPPs. And then the next tier of guys I'm not too high on, like Alshon, Sterling Shepard, Marquise Brown, no. MVS is definitely in play. Him and Geronimo definitely get a boost with no Devontae Adams, as well as Jimmy Graham. So those guys are definitely in play here. Emmanuel Sanders is a guy at 5.1K that I do like the upside in him. Denver should be trailing in this one. He's had one down game this year with, 3 fantasy points. But other than that, 18, 28, and 19 fantasy points. Yeah, 5.1K, I think that's too cheap for him. So he's a solid option. You got Geronimo, MVS, definitely in play. They get a big boost. I mean, a lot of those targets from Davante Adams are going to go to Geronimo, MVS, and Jimmy Graham. Let's see, other wide receivers. So Will Fuller's a guy I've heard his name so much the past few weeks, and the breakout game is coming for this guy, right? Like he had a 70-yard touchdown last game that was just Deshaun Watson just missed him, like it was just off his fingertips. So the upside is there, the big playability is there. He's just never a guy I play. Like the injury concerns worry me, and yeah, he's just so boomer bust. But for GPPs, 100%, I still think. Even at 4.5K, that's a really cheap salary enough where you could target him in cash games. So I'm not playing him, but I'm worried about fading him for sure. Like, this is the same situation as Will Dissly last week where I talked about Will Dissly's going to be high owned. I'm scared about fading him, but I did. It ended up working out for me, but yeah, I'm really scared about fading Will Fuller here too because the upside is huge at 4.5K, and I think a lot of people are going to be on him. Let's see, other wide receivers. So now we're getting to the cheap range. Okay, so we get to Auden Tate and Keyshawn Johnson, two of my favorite value plays. Auden Tate's definitely safer here at 3.5K. He was out there like the whole game with John Ross. Now with John Ross out, I mean, the targets are going to be huge for Auden Tate as well as Tyler Boyd. 3.5K for a starting receiver going up against really bad defenses. Both these teams like to pass too. I think Cincinnati passes it like 70% of the time, and Arizona's like 68 or something like that. So both these teams do like playing, the passing game. So Auden Tate 3.5K, he seems really cheap. He's going to be really popular for cash games, but I mean that's just way too cheap for him. And he does have upside GPPs too. Now Keyshawn Johnson thinks going to go a little bit lower owned. Let me go to the Arizona receivers really quick. So there's no Kirk, no Bird, most likely. If both those guys are out, it's going to be Keyshawn Johnson and Sherfield starting on the outside. With Pharoh Cooper, they said, is going to be the other slot receiver. He's not even on here. So Andy Isabella, I mean, I want to target him, but it's sounding like he's going to be like the 5th receiver, so I don't think I could go there. Sherfield's okay, but I would prefer Keyshawn Johnson at 3.5K just because we've seen his ability. We got 10 targets there in week 1. So I do like him as a cheap option. I think he's cash game viable too. A little riskier though, like definitely Auden Tate is the safer option between those two. Trey Quinn, I guess I don't mind. Washington should be playing from behind in this one. Any of the Washington receivers really, I mean, it's what, New England's favored by like 15.5. Colt McCoy I think is actually a solid, he's decent. Like he's not a great quarterback, but he's serviceable. So McLaurin, Paul Richardson, Trey Quinn I guess are in play. And that's basically it for wide receivers. So it's really that mid-range again with Michael Thomas, Tyler Boyd, and Larry Fitzgerald for me. And then those really cheap options. The high end I'm kind of staying away from because I want to plug in a lot of those high end and mid-tier running backs. But that's not me saying like the high end wide receivers are out of play. Again, like Julio, DeAndre Hopkins certainly have a lot of upside. Tight end still a situation I don't feel great about. So Zach Ertz, I'm probably not going to get to because, again, Philly's going to be huge favorites in this one. The Jets are just a mess, so I don't think the Jets can score enough points where they can keep it competitive. And that scares me in like the second half. Philly's just going to pound the run game, so that concerns me with Ertz. Ingram and Darren Waller, obviously two guys I like targeting, but they're both in pretty tough matchups here. 5.8K and 5K. They're still in play, but again, really tough matchups. Mark Andrews, don't think I want to go there. Baltimore utilizes 3 tight ends. I know he's been really solid here in 3 of the last 4 weeks, but I wouldn't feel great about it. And the foot injury concerns me a bit too that he's been dealing with. Now, Austin Hooper, like I'm not gonna feel great about it, but he's looked really good this year. Again, 9, 6, 7, 11 targets. Atlanta's been playing a lot from behind a lot though, so. But yeah, he's had a great year so far, so I can't deny it. Like he's in play at 4.5K. Jimmy Graham at 4.3K, certainly in play too. I think that target's going to go up for him with no Davante Adams. I got targeted 9 times there against Philly. But, I mean, the risk is there. Like, look what happened in week 2 and week 3. 0 catches. So there is some risk here. I would like it if he's a little cheaper, but, again, I think the targets are going to be there for him. Greg Olson, he's going to play basically the whole game, but it's a pretty tough matchup. Don't know if I want to go there. O.J. Howard, I really think the breakout game is coming soon for this guy. He had a great year last year, and we just have yet to see the breakout game. Like Godwin, it's been Godwin and Mike Evans who have been going off. I think O.J. Howard breakout game could be coming soon. I know I've talked about it a good amount here, but I just like the upside on him. Like we've seen his upside last year. He has it in him. So at 3.9K, playing in the dome, he's definitely viable. Other tight ends, there's really nothing to feel great about. Like I don't want to target 30-year-old, 38-year-old Ben Watson. Jared Cook's just okay. Tyler Eifert, I think, is going to be pretty popular for cash and GPPs at 3.3K just because tight ends have absolutely destroyed Arizona this year. The problem is he's only playing like 50% of the snaps. Him and Uzoma will probably be an even split, but the upside is there. So he's someone that I think is going to be high owned, but definitely in play. The one concern is, again, he's only going to play probably about 50% of the snaps. And then finally, if I'm punting for like a really cheap guy, it's going to be, where is he? Noah Fant at 2.8K. We have yet to see a breakout game from him either, but I think it could be coming. Denver should be playing from behind in this one. 2.8K. He's a rookie again. He's got some upside. We saw it in the preseason. I think a breakout game is going to be coming soon. So if I was going to completely punt the position, I think I would go Noah Fant here at 2.8K. And then finally, let's go to defenses. So there's some solid options here up top. Obviously, New England. Going against the third-string quarterback at 4.3K, certainly viable. Same thing with the Bears at 3.8K. Bears defense, one of the best defenses in the league, so they're definitely viable. And same thing with the Eagles at 3.7K. The Jets are just a mess, so the top three options seem pretty safe if you want to spend up for defenses. Now, other defenses, it goes a little tricky. Like the Saints defense, that one should be pretty high scoring. I don't know if I want to go there. Same thing with Houston. Minnesota, I guess, but they're on the road. I normally don't like targeting road defenses. Now, the Titans are a defense that were basically a lock for me, but now Josh Allen is looking like he might play, so it's definitely a downgrade to the Tennessee defense, but this game should be ugly. The over-under is sitting like 38. Tennessee at home. I think they're still going to be probably my favorite defense. I normally don't like spending up on defenses, so Tennessee in the mid-range at 3K, I do like. And Josh Allen, he's a solid quarterback, but he does turn the ball over a good amount. And then, yeah, like you could go Dallas, but going up against Aaron Rodgers, you're not going to feel great about that. Oakland, I mean, I guess they're okay going up against a backup quarterback. That game should be pretty ugly too at 2.7K. I don't mind Oakland. Chargers, I guess. Carolina, I guess. Like there's defense I don't feel great about. I'm probably going to roll with the Titans or spend up on one of these top three defenses. So I think that's about it for the video. So again, I will be live streaming 1 hour before lock on Sunday. I'll just be streaming on my YouTube channel, so be on the lookout for that. I'll be answering any questions, going over any injury news we get. And then my Twitter will be in the description below. It's important to follow me because I give my analysis as we get injury news, breaking news, stuff like that. So really important to follow me on Twitter. It will be in the description below. Also, I already have my NBA video up for the two-game slate on Saturday. If you're curious, I uploaded that on Tuesday. A few things have changed, like Kevon Looney is going to be out. Warriors going to be pretty thin up front. So I'm probably just going to live stream. I don't think I'll make another later look video, but I'll probably just live stream for the two-game NBA preseason slate on Saturday if you guys are interested in that. And yeah, that's it. So again, I'll be live streaming Saturday for the preseason slate and Sunday 1 hour before lock. For the main slate. So I will thank you guys again for coming out, and I will see you guys then.